It ain't no game, but they saying welcome to the second level. Second level. Second level gaming. Second level.
So this week on PlayStation, the big one is, and this is something that they've been doing a lot recently. I really like it, actually. It's called a Spotlight Sale. So they will release on Facebook 2 games, and they'll be like, okay, vote for what you want. You click a link, you go in, you vote for it, whichever one.
Ghost
gets the
Recon was
thing.
the one.
Yeah, Ghost Recon won the last one, so that is not a big discount. It's like 15% or something.
Made David buy it though, and so before you get into this, me and David played Ghost Recon like crazy we played it last night, and then we played a couple nights ago.
Getting better?
Oh yeah, it's a lot more fun. He said it too. It's instantly more fun when you're playing with friends. Because the strategy, the marking, like me and him make a really good team because he knows I lead essentially. So he's really good at following directions when I'm like, hey, I'm going to go here. But he also knows I'm not going to be stupid. I do stupid things. Fun fact, last night he was the one who did some stupid things.
Okay.
I was sitting up on a mountain trying to snipe to get one of the story missions, and I had my night vision goggles on. I'm waiting for David because he's back behind me, and all of a sudden I just see this motorcycle crashing. He's like, David, you're going right in the middle. And he's like, oh shit, and he sees him, he dies. I'm like, well, I'm gonna take these out by myself. It was funny because I like very rarely you can see that in your line of sight, and I just saw this motorcycle.
It does look like a game designed to create those kind of dynamic moments, kind of like a Far Cry or something, where stuff just happens.
The other moment we did was we were parachuting into an area to get some skill points, and because I was like, oh, it'll be fun, let's parachute in, like let's be real ghosts. And I parachuted in, and I landed on the edge of town because I was like, I don't want to land in the middle because there's a bunch of guys in there. David fucking lands on a radio tower right in the middle and dies immediately. So I know you're watching this, David, but I found it funny because you're just like, oh shit, I can't turn. I was like, David, not in the middle. Oh, and you're dead.
There you go. So
anyways,
better with friends. Ghost Recon Wildlands is $51, down from $60. So not a gigantic sale, but if you were kind of sat on the fence like David was, then it's enough to push you over. Then we have one of my favorite sales for obvious reasons. We have a nice, awesome Resident Evil sale. The whole franchise is in here.
Lots of things, and costumes and characters.
Right. So one of the games that got released for Xbox last week was the Resident Evil Super Bundle. We talked about it, and we were wondering when it was going to come to PS4. Well, it's come to PS4, and not only that, it's on sale massively right at the beginning of its reign over here. So the digital price for that game on PlayStation is really hefty. It's $130 for that, and it's knocked down to $52.
So it's the price of one game.
Yeah.
What does that include? Do you know?
I read out the list last week, but as far as I remember, it's Resident Evil 4, 5, 6, Resident Evil 1, the sort of remake, Resident Evil 0, Resident Evil Revelations 2, just pretty much like every other Resident Evil than 7 and 2 and 3, I think, which didn't get any remaster of any kind. But yeah, a big whole host of them. Yeah, there's a lot in there.
There's a lot in here,
including all the DLC and everything too. So
yeah. So oh god.
So yeah. So you can buy that for $52. I personally think that to me looks like Black Friday marketing. So it's like they're like $130 seems bullshit for that game because it was way cheaper than that on the Xbox. I think it's probably a $60 game, and they put it in for $52.
It includes Resident Evil HD Remastered, Resident Evil 0 HD Remastered, Resident Evil 4 not HD Remastered, Resident Evil 5 Gold Edition, Resident Evil 6, Resident Evil Revelations 2 Deluxe Edition. So 2 of those are remastered, all the rest are the originals.
Yeah.
So
well, they're a little bit fancier, but they're not like actually remastered.
Yes.
So yeah, you can buy those early games as well, all by themselves for $10 each. They're usually $20 each, so 4, 5, and 6. The Resident Evil 7 is in this sale. You can buy the deluxe version of Resident Evil 7, which includes all of the DLC so far, for $75, down from $90, which is the usual price of the deluxe edition of that game. Resident Evil 0 is only $12 to buy by itself. They also have some of the sideline games for Resident Evil in there. Do you ever play Umbrella Corps?
I've played none Resident Evil games.
Well, it's not really a typical Resident Evil.
I've heard of it.
It's like a twin-stick shooter type thing.
I heard it's kind of iffy.
Yeah, iffy. Graphically, supposedly pretty decent, but not so much gameplay wise. So that's $12 down from $30. So that's quite a nice jump there. And then of course costumes for the rest of the franchise. But yeah, I mean, if you're into Resident Evil, or if you just started on Resident Evil after the VR release, it's a really good time to get caught up on the rest of the story, which I think they realize that's why they're capitalizing on it. But also Resident Evil Deluxe in there for $75. So that's pretty decent. Alongside that, we have a bunch of PS Plus Plus sales. Now, these are really heavy sales. Like, I'm actually pretty stoked on these. I have the majority of games that are in this sale, so I don't think I'll take advantage of anything in here. But I did want to tell everyone about it because it's really cool.
Because I might buy one.
Yeah, okay. So we have For Honor, which is a game I've been waiting for a sale, and I'm sure a lot of you have. That is down to $48 from $60. So that's a $12 discount, pretty decent. But the deluxe edition is $52.50, down from $70.
I do want to let people know.
Sure.
Because as you know, I was a huge proponent for Honor when it
played
first
it a lot,
launched. And there are some connection issues that have kind of soured me on this a little bit. So go into it knowing that you potentially would be... In Ubisoft's defense, they're working on it. But it's a peer-to-peer thing, so make sure you are playing with people in your area. If you're playing with, like when I play with my friends over in Europe, I almost drop every game. So keep that in mind. So if you have friends that are overseas and you want to play with them,
right now it's not the best connection.
Yeah. Okay. So keep that in mind. That's just, I just want to have a warning before somebody drops money on it.
Absolutely.
But it's gotten to the point for me where it's gotten annoying enough that I've not wanted to play with my friends.
Fair enough. So, which is for you
big deal.
Game killer, yeah.
So,
all right, and then we have Ark Survival Evolved.
Which is a great game.
That is 42, down from 55.
I'll be interested to see how that runs on the PlayStation versus the Xbox.
I've heard it's just as bad, even on the Pro. Because here's the thing that people are saying about Ark, because I've looked at it several times.
Ark is not optimized. It's run shitty on a PC.
A lot of people say that at this point, it's like the, I guess the servers are so entrenched with people that have been playing it since the beginning that they've just they've created their camps around the big Ark thingies, and like there's just no way to actually like progress in the game because of how shitty the community is. So I've heard nothing but bad things about Ark.
But you can make private servers.
True.
So.
But I've heard nothing but bad things about the public Ark servers and how that kind of plays. So it's definitely one to consider, especially if you've been waiting for it, because the $55 one is the one with some of the DLC in there too.
Scorched Earth and can't remember the other one was.
And that's down to 42.
It's a fun game. Like don't get me wrong, the game doesn't run at times. Like I was playing it on the Xbox the other day and I went to go attack a Sarco, which is a giant alligator thing. And my frame rate dropped, I think 10, so I died. Like I couldn't hit him. Because it's like, and you're dead. I was like, cool, thanks.
Sucks.
Yeah.
Watch Dogs 2 is on sale. I actually don't have the price for that right now. There was some difficulties for us trying to figure that out. But I think it's going to be around about the $30 mark. That appears to be what other games in its ilk are doing. But
access denied.
Yeah, you got to turn off the VPN there. So Keegan will maybe look up Watch Dogs 2. But if that's one that you've been looking for recently, that's currently on sale. And then you have Skyrim, 60 down to 30. That's a good 50% discount.
I was going to say, that's what I think I bought it for.
It's a good chunk of change.
I need to log you out.
Everyone loves a little bit of Skyrim, so that's in there, $30. Deus Ex Machina, the newer one, that is $18 down from $60. Massive jump. That's a good wedge off.
Watch Dogs 2 is $35.
There you go. 36.
36. Sorry.
There you go.
$36.
So not 30, 36 for Watch Dogs 2. Thank you, Keegan. And then the deluxe version of Deus Ex is 27, down from 90. Again, gigantic drop. That's a good $60 off that version. So if you're into Deus Ex or if you've been waiting for a sale, this is the one. Mafia 3 on sale on our machine 2 here on the PSN, and that is again $30. 50% off on the deluxe is also $50.
So they got it on both. Then who made that game? Do you know?
Can't remember the top of my head.
I can't remember.
So that's 40 down from 80 on the deluxe edition too. Assassin's Creed, the Ezio collection. If you're a big Assassin's Creed fan, that's $30. That's all of the Ezio games, there was 3 of those. In my opinion, the best era of Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, I agree. As somebody who doesn't play them very often, but I agree with that.
Yeah, it's they've had some weird games since then, but I think that the Ezio collection, personally to me, was one of my favorite gameplay wise. So if you've not had a chance to play any of those, now's a really good time to pick those up. Sherlock Holmes Devil's Daughter, this pissed me off because I'm a massive Sherlock Holmes fan, and
really grinds my gears.
And I've been waiting for the Devil's Daughter to go on sale forever, and it never would. It was always $50, and I'm like, I can't pay $50 for that fucking game. Like it doesn't look long enough for $50. And I saw it in GameStop for $30 like last week, and I picked it up. I still haven't played it yet because I've been playing other things, but I picked it up for $30, which I was stoked about, and it's on sale.
Was it new for $30?
It was.
Okay.
So this is the digital version for $25. It's $5. I'm not going to kick up a giant fuss. But
here's the question: do you wish you had it digitally? Are you leaning, because you were talking about before how you're leaning more towards digital?
I am leaning more digital just because I have the space to lean more digital, but I don't know. I'm okay with having it physically because I know that I could trade it, but I don't think that there's going to be a lot of credit attached to it by the time I ever decide to trade it. I'm kind of 50-50 right now between physical and, because if there's a sale on physical, I'll get it.
Yeah,
but if it's on digital, I probably will. Like, I bought Mass Effect on digital, which I regret because it was massive. It was like a 52 gigabyte file.
It's a massive effect.
It had a massive effect on my hard drive. And then I'm also debating Persona 5 digitally as well, and that comes out next week. Sherlock Holmes, Devil's Daughter, $25. If you've been waiting for it, now's the time to pull the trigger. Steep. One of your least favorite games of the last year.
Ubisoft, you've done a lot of good things in the last couple of years, but Steep is not one of them.
Steep is 50% off,
I think it's funny. So I don't want to. I don't like the game, and I think there's a lot of people who don't like the game. But there are people. They have a rabid fan base that love the game. So they have
one of my friends, that author James Josiah. He is actually a massive fan of Steep, and he messaged me the other day talking about. We were reminiscing over Snowboard Kids on the N64, and he was talking about Steep. And
don't show him my thoughts on this.
Yeah, but you're not such a fan.
Steep is hot garbage in my opinion.
Well,
it looks cool. Let's
say it's a 50-50, which is good that it's 50% off.
Yes.
So $30 for Steep instead of the usual $60. That's from Ubi, and then the Crew Ultimate Edition is $25 down from $50 as well.
That's a game that still keeps going.
Here's an interesting one. There's a pre-order sale on Guardians of the Galaxy, the Telltale game. That's a season pass, so that's all episodes. And, Telltale, in my eyes, could do no wrong.
I feel like you're going to buy it because I think you own every Telltale game.
I do have pretty much every, except for Minecraft, which I don't think I would like that.
They also, don't they have the new Walking Dead one coming out at some point?
That's currently out.
Cool.
They're halfway through that. That's it's called like the Frontier or something like that, or Final Frontier.
I don't follow Telltale.
Yeah. So there's a couple other ones I have just to finish out here. These are the ones that there seems to be a lot of JRPGs type stuff in here. So we have Akiba's Trip, Undead and Undressed, which is a game that I own because of the name Akiba's Trip, Undead and Undressed.
You wanted to get people naked.
It's a game where you're a vampire hunter, and the only way you can hurt the vampires is to take their clothes off, and so you have to beat them up and rip their clothes off and expose them to the sunshine, and then they get killed. So if that's your thing, it's $15 now, down from $30. It's a very weird game, and I would love to do a bite on it at some point, but it's not really,
I think I played it once with you.
It's not well designed for bites because it's a lot of like talking,
yes.
as are most Japanese games. Earth Defense Force 4.1. I would recommend this.
Was the one we played?
This is the one we played. Yeah, it was $19.50 down from $30.
Because it's Earth Defense Force. Because they have like 25.56 or something. I don't like numbers.
Stupid fun. Yeah, they don't really give a shit about like the titles. The titles are stupid.
Yeah,
that's not even the full title. I couldn't even be bothered to write down the whole title.
Earth Defense 4.1, the Great Apocalypse.
It's exactly something like that. Yeah. So $19.50 for that, and I think that's worth it. I had a blast with that game, playing that with you, and I think that for people that just want a fun co-op game or even fun solo, because it is good fun. You're just fighting giant insects, man, in a city. There can be no better game than that. One Chambara Z2 Chaos is $15 down from $30. I have that too. It was on sale a while back. I picked it up. It's typical fighty game, like Devil May Cry style thing. But one of the really weird things about that game, which I'll never forget, is you have to flick the blood off your sword to do better. Like if you keep fighting, you don't flick the blood off your sword. Yeah, it becomes kind of dull as you play, which is an interesting mechanic.
I've never murdered somebody with a sword,
and they do it really coolly as well. Like it's whoosh, and the blood just kind of flies off, and you're like, yeah, and then you get back into it. But it was good, so I quite like that.
Never let me alone in the basement when he has a sword.
Yeah. To Who? Scarlet Curiosity, $10 down from $20. That's an action JRPG, again with the JRPGs. We Are Dwarves, $13.50 down from $15. That's barely a discount.
I think we had a key for that game.
We did. We were lazy and we never played it. Or Jordan played it and didn't tell us if it was good or not or something like that. Either way, We Are Dwarves is on sale, barely.
I heard it from the reviews I read, it was not that good.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, it's a toss-up.
Yeah.
I mean, it had enough hype behind it that I considered including it in here. But
yeah.
And the last one of the week for PSN, so far been a solid week, I think, for PSN. Resident Evil, PS Plus, some of these rando Japanese games. Heroes of Monkey Tavern, which I think that was a game made for you. It plays a lot like Crystal Rift. We saw the trailer for it earlier, and it looks almost identical. So it's a dungeon crawler, FPS.
I'm going to call it the Microsoft screensaver. Yeah. Windows 95 screensaver is what it is.
It's cool, though. And so I mean, it's definitely old school style gameplay. It's only $8 though. It is down from 10, so that's again not a big discount, but worth mentioning because it only got released this week, so it's a brand new game. So you won't have had a chance to have played that before. So yeah, for PSN, that means you had Wildlands was your spotlight. Resident Evil had a bunch of stuff. PS Plus had a bunch of stuff. The JRPG games, pre-order on Guardians of the Galaxy, and a couple randos. That's your PSN, and then we'll move on here to, I guess, the 3 big new releases for each console. Moving on.
It ain't no game, but they saying welcome to the second level.